Welcome back to another video and the latest transfer news for Manchester United. Now, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos, but there's been a very good reason for this, and there hasn't been too much concrete talk in the Manchester United transfers really to Manchester United. It is the main two transfers that everyone's talking about, Varane and Camavinga, and there hasn't been really much on these two transfers in the last few days. For Manchester United, it's the same sort of stuff that is coming out about these two transfers coming to Manchester United, and most of the journalists and people in the know are just regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. But we're still going to look at these two transfers because for Manchester United, these are the two main transfers it seems that Manchester United are at this moment in time looking at, from what Fabrizio Romano has been coming out and saying and other people in the know. So we'll start with the Varane one, because the Varane one looks more likely that it's going to happen for Manchester United. It does look like Real Madrid are willing to sell the guy, the World Cup winner, the four-time Champions League winner, the La Liga winner. Stacked honours for Real Madrid and France. And it does look like if he doesn't sign a new contract, they're going to willing to let him go, and Manchester United is the destination. It does look more and more likely that this transfer could happen for Manchester United, which is fucking phenomenal, because a great partnership for Harry Maguire. It really would be for Manchester United. It's, for me, a devastating partnership for Manchester United in the centre of defence, and would be up there with the best in the Premier League, then up there with Stones and Diaz and whatever else that Chelsea and Liverpool can offer next season. I think that will be the best, be up there with them, the best centre-back pairing. I know some people think he's another Lindelof, but Jesus Christ, this guy's won countless honours. You don't play for Real Madrid for all them years, win 4 Champions Leagues and play next to Sergio Ramos if you're not a fucking world-class centre-half. I'm sorry, and you don't play for the French national team and win the World Cup if you're not world-class. They were they let the second least amount of goals in last season, Real Madrid. So still a decent season. Maybe he didn't have his best of seasons, but it does look more and more likely that this still could happen for Manchester United. It seems like he wants another challenge, but we have seen this with Sergio Ramos in the past, that we've been used to negotiate a better contract. But whether Manchester United are going to offer him a better contract than that of Real Madrid, we will have to wait and see what it actually comes out to be. But I think that this still can. I'm more confident now. I'll say about 6 or 7 out of 10 actually that this could happen for Manchester United. Before, I would have been a lot less. I was a lot less than that for him coming to Manchester United. I really was. I think that this one is a deal. It seems Manchester United's priority signing, but the problem is, we're going to talk about the Camavinga one as well, but if Manchester United don't get this signing over the line, then where do we go from here? Koundé is another option that maybe, and Pau Torres, but are they the level of this player? Have they got the experience of this player? Not really, have they? I mean, this is the signing that Manchester United really want, and we're going to fall into that trap. This is a guy that's going to come in and straight away take that centre-back partnership with Harry Maguire over Bailey, Lindelof, Tuanzebe and fucking Phil Jones, who shouldn't even be there. But he will come in and take that spot off them, all them players, and be the partnership to Harry Maguire. If we bring in Pau Torres or Koundé, are they going to come in and definitely take that position off Lindelof? It remains to be seen, because I don't think Lindelof's a bad centre-back. He's not a top centre-back, obviously, like Maguire or that of Varane. He's definitely not at that level. But I still don't think he's a bad centre-back, and a great option for Manchester United to have as third choice or fourth choice, definitely, because you've got to have options. Certainly if you want to play in a back three, you've got to have options, and it's a long season as well. So Lindelof definitely good enough to be at Manchester United and play a role for next season. But these players are obviously Varane's at a high level, so he will come and make that position his own. But the others, Pau Torres and Koundé, it will remain to be seen if they can come and hit the ground running for Manchester United, really getting ahead of Lindelof would probably still start the season ahead of Koundé or Pau Torres if they come in at first. So that is why Varane is so important to get in for Manchester United, in my opinion. Now, the only other real news is obviously that of Camavinga. So these are the two positions it does look like Manchester United really want to make a statement and sign a centre-back and a midfielder. We don't seem to be able to make fucking 2 signings at once, and I don't know what the fucking problem is. But if we could get the Varane deal, he could come in the next couple of weeks done. If Manchester United do get it done, then it would allow him to come in for the remainder of the pre-season and get ready for that start of the season, where Maguire might not start the season. Bay's away with the Olympics, so it would leave only Lindelof, Tuanzebe and Jones as the centre-back pairings, really. for Manchester United, because Teden Menge looks like he's definitely going out on loan, probably to Zabi might as well, so it would leave us thin in that centre-back position. So that is why it's important to get Varane done nice and early if we're going to get him done. Now the Camavinga deal, it does look like he's definitely leaving Rennes for this summer, because they don't want to lose him on a free next summer. It is another deal that could be done for Manchester United, but although Fabrizio Romano has come out and said it's not linked to the Paul Pogba signing for PSG, it does look like Paul Pogba could be leaving Manchester United, and if Paul Pogba leaves Manchester United, then Camavinga will come in, but it seems like PSG will want to go for Camavinga if they don't sign Paul Pogba. So it is really still linked to the deal, in my opinion, because if they don't get Paul Pogba PSG, they're going to get Camavinga, because it seems from what the reports are that Camavinga would prefer to go to France, to play in France for PSG. So if he gets his preferred move, then Manchester United keep Paul Pogba and will have to go for someone else. So to me, they both are completely linked into one another. I would personally have liked to have seen Manchester United sign Camavinga and keep Paul Pogba in and around the team as well, because a midfield three in front of them of Pogba and Camavinga, and then in front of him Bruno Fernandes, I think that does look like a quality midfield, but it still remains to be seen whether Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer see him just as a future defensive midfielder, more of a Pogba role type player. I think he can grow into that defensive midfield position. I've not seen enough of him to definitely say that he can be that next N'Golo Kante. That is my only concern, whether he can be that real player in there like N'Golo Kante, but he's great at beating a man. He's a very decent player. I mean, just as I've said before, his goals and assists can definitely do with improving on. But as I've said before, if you've got Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in there, they can be assisting and scoring a lot more goals. You don't really have to have three players in that mould, but we'll have to wait and see what he sort of moulds his game into over the coming years. But we've seen Manchester United have had the likes of Roy Keane as a midfield player in there, and we didn't replace Roy Keane. We went for a different style of midfielder in the case of Michael Carrick at that particular time when Roy Keane left. And most people were unconvinced whether Michael Carrick could come in and do the role, but he's not a defensive midfielder in the such of a real destroyer in there. He's going to get in there. He's more of a passer of the ball, was great at passing the ball, ticking things over. So there's different styles of midfielders and how you can set your team up, and I think that could work as a midfield three. But if Camavinga does end up coming to Manchester United, it probably is going to be at the expense of Paul Pogba, in my opinion, with him going to PSG, which will then mean Manchester United would have to get at least one more midfielder, because I'm not sure, even if Camavinga does come into Manchester United, whether he's going to start the season off in that midfield three with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, even if Pogba stays and we get Camavinga, because you're looking at, he's only 18 years of age. I still think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will go for Fred in there alongside Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. If that does happen, Fred probably won't start the season, so he probably then I would say, will go for McTominay, and Camavinga will be the man on the substitutes bench. But Camavinga has got a lot of experience. He's played for Rennes in the Champions League last season. He's played about 80 odd games for Rennes, which is fucking crazy. He's already played, as we said, for the French national team and scored not too long ago in a friendly. I think it was the one over Ukraine in that 7-1 victory. So he's got bags of experience for a young guy, so he could come in and make that position his own pretty quick. We've seen that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has given young players a chance, and that Greenwood has flourished under him and has played a hell of a lot of games under him. So he did say when Greenwood started first hitting the first team that he wasn't going to play 4, 5, 6 league games or more in a row, and then towards the end of the season, after the coronavirus and Manchester United got back into football, Greenwood started playing every week because he was banging in the goals that particular season. And if you perform well, then he's not going to take you out the fucking team, is he? So we'll have to wait and see. But I still think that this deal is a bit unlikely to happen. I think the Varane deal is more likely for Manchester United to get done than this deal of Camavinga. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these two transfers. Would Manchester United be good enough to challenge for the title if we get both of these players? I'm still unconvinced, because we've still got other areas that are questionable. The goalkeeper, as we've said before, and the striking position. But it is a step in the right direction if Manchester United could get both of these. I think one out of the two, but if we don't get, say, Camavinga, we're going to have to go for another midfield option. Probably this wasn't Manchester United's first choice option for coming to Manchester United this summer. It was probably, I think, that Declan Rice was more of a first choice for Manchester United over Camavinga, but if Camavinga is available in Manchester United, I think that they can do a deal, then it is a deal worth doing, because he has got bags of potential, and I think Manchester United see it as getting him now because he's going to be out of contract next summer, and there'll be so many more clubs interested in him if he has another stelling, a good season for Rennes. So, but the Rice one, I think it's just too out the question for Manchester United to sign him this summer because of his £80 million price tag on him, and we just don't have that sort of cash to pay on him. And you're looking at Varane's going to be around 50-60 million euros, which is a good fee. If you could get Camavinga for sort of 45 million euros, that would be a good summer of players coming in for relatively good amounts of cash anyway. I mean, not too expensive, but a decent fees for Manchester United. We've had our pants fucking pulled down enough times on players for coming into Manchester United, and players going out. We've sold players on the cheap as well. But besides Paul Pogba, there isn't really a lot of talk on players going out at this moment in time. I personally would like to keep him, but we will have to wait and see what happens there. But as I say, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching it on Facebook, please do hit the share button, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.